ginger.
I got the softest leaves.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh, it's so
They'll be like your
pretty.
puppy's ears. We have a monarch on the native milkweed. So beautiful. Hi everybody, welcome. Today we have a special treat for you because we're here at the U of F IFAS Agricultural Center in Lake County with Maria, and she leads the residential horticultural unit, or you're the agent. Thank you. I practiced that and didn't get it right.
Nope.
But thank you, Maria.
You're right.
And we're going to be talking, or she's going to be helping us and tell a little bit about these wonderful gardens they have here. It's 20 plus gardens. You have demonstration gardens at the Lake County Agricultural Office. U of F IFAS is running it, and it's fantastic. And we just want to share that with you. So without further ado, you guys ready to dig in?
Yes.
Let's grow. So Maria, tell us a little bit about what you do here and the great things at U of F IFAS.
Yes, thank you, Michael. This is a wonderful place where many volunteers dedicate their time to protect nature and to protect new species, discover plants, wildlife. And we have a lot of gardens to show people how to do their job in their homes. I work with the community, being the residential horticulture agent.
Yes.
If anyone has a question how to protect their plants or take care, we have a plant clinic here and a mobile plant clinic that we go and teach people all the secrets to keep their plants happy.
That's fantastic, because on our channel, we have been asked, and I mentioned that earlier in your class today, that there's people that have a question about a plant they don't know. Sometimes people put too much love to the plant and they overwater it and they tend to it so much, and it's not what the plant needs. So it's a huge part of the Florida friendly principles, is which U of F IFAS's team has developed, and creating a Florida friendly garden. It's very important to know the right plant in the right place. I can't stress that enough. Also, to not plant your plants too deep into the ground, because that can create fungal issues. But there's a host of other things you can do to, just like you said, bring in wildlife and make the environment more resilient, your garden more resilient, while still being beautiful. And behind us over here, behind the camera, they actually have a vegetable garden, and you have clinics on that as well, where people can come and learn about that?
Yes, sure. We have the gardens open for everybody to see.
Yeah, because that's fantastic, because we looked over there at the Cajun onion, was that it?
Yeah.
And look how beautiful that is. That can be something you could bring into a residential garden if it's not a vegetable garden. But I think people should start to look at some of those things, bringing in a kitchen garden, and why can't they play together or work together and have more biodiversity, and you can bring some food to table right from your own backyard, you know.
Right.
So there's, how many gardens would you say?
Yes, 28 themes. Each garden will promote specific Florida-friendly principles.
Nice.
And that way we can teach the principles and give the message to others. In a way, we keep promoting these principles.
Oh, that's great. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go through and show you some of the gardens, not all of them, but please remember to come here. It's fantastic. The vegetable garden is huge. We'll show you some video of that. It's a wonderful day to bring people in here. And another thing, we also did a beekeeping video, which is back over here.
Here's a quick excerpt of the video. Had so much fun doing this.
We're gonna get suited up with Giles. Yeah. This is so much fun. I feel like I'm on the moon, Giles.
Yeah.
Moonwalking. And then we have some gloves. Oh, we're on the moon, buddy. It's so light. Look how light we are.
Please check out that video. It's really informative, and much thanks to Giles and the folks at IFAS for allowing us to film this. And now back to our original programming.
So educational, so important. Pollinators are so important, bees especially, and butterflies, moths, and all the others, as well as hummingbirds, because I'm a fan of those. And they have a lot of plants here, the salvias and others, that bring in that wildlife. So it's like you create these garden spaces I think, as a landscape architect, that brings you joy, but it also just helps the environment. And it's like, and your backyard, believe it or not, if you add some biodiversity there, you can start to connect the community and create a more resilient community overall. And you
That's
can
right.
reduce some of that grass and create ground covers that native plants that can do well and take care of the space and make it look beautiful and inviting while still being low maintenance. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to show you around, and then we're going to come back and do a quick closing. So let's go on to that step. The Discovery Gardens is located at 1951 Woodlea Road in Tavares, Florida. And there's two parts to the gardens. There's the Ag Center on the east side, and then the 28 themed gardens on the west side of the property. To help you discover your own garden style, let me go over thematic design. Many homeowners know the features they typically want in their yard, but they're unsure on how to bring it all together in a functional and appealing way. A design theme can provide inspiration and a clear path forward. This helps with the decision on the materials, the features, and how you want to organize your space. This guide summarizes those key concepts. And choosing a theme is helpful because it helps you in your design decisions, because many are already built around the theme itself. For example, a Mediterranean garden will have a certain style and a vibe, and a cottage garden will have its own. So this helps inform your decisions in designing your garden space. The gardens we're going to be going over with you today are the rain garden, the wetlands garden, the native garden, the Mediterranean garden, the beautiful Southwest garden, the cottage garden, and the subtropical shade garden. Now let's talk about our first garden, the rain garden. These are considered a function-based theme because they are designed for a specific purpose. As you know, in Florida, we have a tremendous amount of rainfall, and a rain garden helps take that stormwater runoff from our roofs and driveways, and they help store them. It's not a pond, but a shallow landscape depression that acts like your own yard's natural sponge. It collects the runoff and it allows it to slowly leak into the soil, typically over 24 hours. And here you can see they have the rock at the base of the low part of the depression. I like doing that in many of my rain gardens and bioswales. That area tends to be the wettest, the longest, and sometimes it's hard to mow those areas. So it's good to typically have pebbles in there. And on the sides, you can, as the slope drifts up to grade, you can have porterweed, you can have bottle brush, tons of plants will do well. But in the lower areas, you typically want to use plants like canna lily, blue flag iris, or apostle iris. Those plants do really well in these low, moist areas. Here's an example of plants for a rain garden. This here is derived from U of F IFAS's Discovery Gardens list, but there are other plants you can consider. This is just a starting point. I'll be showing you the plant list for all these gardens we're talking about today. But again, these are just a guide. You can always add and have fun experimenting with plants as long as you know right plant, right place, and you follow those 9 principles, and you won't go wrong with your design. Now let's talk about a similar type of rain garden, a bioswale. They're basically a linear rain garden that connects to other water bodies. They're great for filtering and slowing down water that runs off from the streets and driveways. This example I'm showing you here is at my sister Bonnie's house. She asked me to help design her a bioswale, and it came out so nice, I feel. She actually won an award just recently for her garden space in her yard, so I'm so proud of her. And over here is another bioswale that our team in the Parks Department, shout out to Leah Davis Bonseñor. She and I collaborated on this one. This is our Arcola Lakes bioswale. It came out really nice. It has a lot of wonderful native grasses, the white cloud muley grass, the pink muley grass, fakahatchee grass. These are just wonderful plants to use for a rain garden or a bioswale. And this other garden over here, this one's at North Point Community Center, and I just did this one about a year ago, and that one came out so nice. It has fakahatchee grass, it has lots of canna lilies, and a bunch of volunteers came out to install this. So a big shout out to my peeps at Urban Forestry and Beautification in Miami-Dade County. You guys are awesome. Now let's talk about the wetland garden. They're a natural filter for our waterways. They're similar to a rain garden and a bioswale in that they're an environmental workhorse and they act as a natural buffer between our lawns and water bodies. You can think of a wetland as a dense vegetation that is brilliant at filtering out pollutants and stormwater runoff. Many plants that do well in here are bald cypress, peculiar weed, and muhly grass. Hi, Bonnie.
Oh.
And here we have a list of common plants often used in a wetland garden. And now we're on to the native plant garden. A native plant garden is designed with species that have been grown here for millennia, making them perfectly adapted to our seasons of sun and rain. They tend to take on a naturalistic form, and they're very resilient spaces. A garden designed with native plants is going to be very tough. It's going to bounce back from adverse conditions. And designing a garden with native plants is also going to bring in a tremendous amount of wildlife, which is so good for the environment, and it helps with the stabilization of our ecosystem. We have a monarch on the native milkweed. So beautiful. Here's a pro tip for you. When you're designing with native plants, try to avoid using pesticides if you can, because you want to encourage all of the beneficial insects and the beneficial pollinators like butterflies and bees. They're sensitive to some of these pesticides, so you've got to be careful with that. I always think it's great to bring in biological controls like ladybugs. Now let me show you a few of the native plants they have here at the Discovery Gardens. The saw palmetto, the wild trunks, beautiful Florida native, super tough. And here we have the Simpson stopper, which you can keep as a large shrub, or you can even grow her as a small tree. And she's great when she's flowering, y'all. She's gonna bring in a ton of bees and butterflies. Really like the black-eyed Susan. This here is the Denver daisy. Isn't she cute? And there's many different cultivars available. I love Coreopsis, you all. So pretty, that yellow, right? Also frog fruit with these cute little tiny flowers. Forms this really dense carpet. And you can see a real tiny butterfly here. And over here is one of my faves, and you know I go crazy with my faves, but the sunshine mimosa. This is such a cool Florida native. I call it the Dr. Seuss flower because it has these little cute pink pom-poms. Here's the native plant garden list. There's some plants here I just want to note that are non-native. So you're going to see a little yellow symbol here. Just be aware of that. I strongly believe that we should put the best plants in any garden, including native gardens, unless you're really doing just a die-hard native planting. I don't mind mixing plants that work well together and complement each other, especially if they're going to be bringing in additional wildlife and help with biodiversity. Biodiversity is the key. If you're looking to create a landscape with that old world charm, consider a Mediterranean style garden. They're beautiful. Quintessential olive trees and the Italian cypress, those are great at framing the space, and it gives you that stately feel. Mediterranean gardens are known for their luxurious looks with many different types of potted plants. You have plants with fragrance, gardenias, lemon, citrus trees, with all those herbs like rosemary and others. All of those come together and form a wonderful experience in a Mediterranean style garden. Get you wet.
Oh no! It's going on.
And here we have the Mediterranean garden list. And again, just like I've been saying, you can add other plants in here like hibiscus if you want to try that. Also Confederate jasmine. There's just so many plants available to you to consider for a Mediterranean garden, especially in the terracotta pots. One of the benefits of living in southern Florida is that our climate allows for different types of planting themes. A southwest garden is one of those. You can think of a southwest garden as like an architectural statement, a dramatic space. Ooh, beautiful.
So pretty.
Desert rose. Oh,
Gorgeous.
spectacular. But one thing you do need to be aware of, because we have our wet dry seasons, in a southwest style garden, you do want to have well-drained soil. especially when you're dealing with any cacti or desert rose. They do not like moist soil. They'll have fungal issues. And here we have the Southwest Garden plant list. You know, you're going to see stuff like cactus and Mexican grass and other types of agaves. That's a big hallmark of Southwest style gardens. One thing when you're designing with agaves though, make sure you don't plant them too close to a walkway. You don't want to have anyone inadvertently getting poked by some of those thorns. A cottage garden is the embodiment of informal charm, a joyful, seemingly chaotic mix of flowers and colors. The secret to success in Florida is adapting the classic English style with plants that can handle our heat and humidity. This style is perfect for blending tough perennials like coreopsis, sweet almond verbena, scorpion tail, sunshine mimosa, all these natives, but you can also include other plants that are non-natives like pentas. Wildflower is the theme for cottage gardens in my mind. Also, white arbors with flowering bougainvillea and other plants growing up them, that's such a hallmark of a cottage garden. There's such a joyful space. Can you just like imagine yourself out here having a nice glass of wine or a cocktail with all these flowers surrounding you and all the pollinators coming by to visit? Ah, what a space. Another hallmark of a cottage garden is the use of stacked stone as a small wall or even a border around your planting beds. And here for your review is the cottage garden plant list. Shady spots can be transformed into a lush subtropical oasis. A subtropical shade garden is going to be all about deep greens, bold leaf textures with some pops of color. Phalaenopsis orchids, for example, are notoriously lovers of shade and they do very well on palms and trees, so consider them in your subtropical paradise. I love this actually as a ground cover. I've always liked spider plants. I did it on Miami Shores Home. It was great. This is ginger.
Look how soft the leaf
I
is.
know, right?
Oh my gosh, it's so
Velvety,
pretty.
like your puppy's ears. Bromeliad will flower once and then die. It'll send out pups. Yeah, but you'll have pups come right out underneath it. It takes a while for it to die. It won't happen right overnight. Look at this over here. They recycled a fountain and make it an orchid, bromeliad.
Oh, I did that with one of my bird feeders.
And then this is palm grass. And some other great choices you could consider for your subtropical shade garden are begonias. They have a beautiful example at the Discovery Gardens of an angel mist bamboo. So beautiful. She has this beautiful silvery trunk. And when the wind blows, I love the sound of the leaves rustling in the wind with bamboo leaves. Ah, such a cool experience. You could also consider philodendrons. There's a bevy of different types of philodendrons that do great in a subtropical shade garden, as well as caladiums and anthuriums. There's a lot of choices for you. And speaking of choices, here's our list of subtropical shade garden plants that you could consider for your own garden space. And now on to the bonus round. We're going to throw in one more garden here. This is their meditation garden. So pretty. It's a well-grounded space. You know, meditation gardens are all about centering and about being at peace and in the moment. Water plays a great part of that. A serene environment, soothing sounds. That's all what meditation gardens are about. Bonnie and I want to thank you, Maria, and all the good folks here at U of F IFAS for taking the time to talk about the wonderful things that you do for the environment and for the community at large.
Here is some of the Master Gardener program phone numbers for you. If you don't see yours here, you could always call the main number at 352-273-4521 and Wendy will help find one near you.
Yeah, beautiful. I love Gaillardia. That's like,
Yes.
okay, so Maria, let me do this before we end, because
Okay.
your favorite native,
Yes.
your 3 favorites.
He
Okay.
makes you do it. He makes you do it.
Okay. It's right there, the Bahama Senna.
Oh yeah, cute.
I love that.
Yeah, beautiful.
And also the native milkweed.
The native milkweed for sure for me. the Gaillardia,
Yes.
it's so beautiful.
I have
And
the Gaillardia.
yeah, and
The salvia.
the salvia.
Yeah,
is
we
just-
have 3
it's
colors
just a
here.
giant-
We have white. Yeah.
We have the native, and then there's the other ones here. We'll show you on the camera.
This is the scorpion tail.
Beautiful little white that just goes up
Yes.
and up and up. This will, yeah, you can see the little scorpion tail here. So pretty. For me,
Michael always wants to know, what is your favorite, Mike?
this one, sea oxeye daisy, I really like because that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And it has a pretty flowers for a wildflower type thing. The native porterweed I love.
Yes.
And you know what also? The purple passion vine.
Yeah,
Because it's
that's
a native
beautiful.
and it grows from zones like 7 to 11, I believe even more. It can die down, but it comes back and it's the host plant for the zebra. And the
Yes.
Gulf Riddle area, and you'll get so many butterflies to that.
That's
And you can put that over an arbor. It's a beautiful, beautiful vine. And I also love the locust berry. This is the Walter's viburnum, which
Yes.
looks very similar, but I love that as my native. But
Yes.
I probably have 100 favorite natives. But you can come here and learn about that, and then you can incorporate those into your garden space. So again, thank you, Maria,
You're
so
welcome.
much.
Thanks for
And
inviting
thank you,
me.
Bonnie. Thank you, Bonnie. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And tell your friends and family. We post videos weekly. Thanks.